The Oscars. Everyone in all of America watches them. That's a joke. Very few people watch them, and the viewership's been declining every single year, except for the year after that year that Chris Rock slapped that man. Wait a minute, that wasn't Chris Rock. When it comes to the Oscars, I have one very, very simple piece of advice for you. Don't watch them. Watch this channel instead. I'll be posting my reaction to the winners because you shouldn't have to waste 4 to 5 hours of your life, depending on ad times, watching the Oscars. That's a waste of time. It could easily be given to you in a PowerPoint slideshow, and dadgummit, that's what I plan on doing. So without further ado, let's get into my 2024 Oscar predictions. And yes, I've started a betting ring with my friends on who wins the Oscar. So for Best Actor, this one doesn't really take that much thought, and this is probably the one bet that I'm the most confident in out of all of these, and it's Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer. If you've seen Oppenheimer, he did a great job acting it, and of everyone else on the list, I don't think they compare to the job that he did in Oppenheimer. So, Cillian Murphy, Oppenheimer, and that's the first of many Oscars that I imagine Oppenheimer will be picking up this year. There we go, I got it. This was my sister's idea. This was a really terrible idea. Best Supporting Actor. This one was really tough because I honestly want Robert Downey Jr. to win, again, for Oppenheimer. However, I just don't think he's going to win. I also don't think Ryan Gosling's going to win as Ken. I just don't think he's going to. I think that serious acting is generally more awarded as opposed to goofy acting in the Oscars. So that's why I think Best Supporting Actor will probably go to Robert De Niro for Killers of the Flower Moon. I haven't seen it personally, but the clips of it that I've seen that he's in, he's done a very, very good job acting. Played the part very passionately. A little bit more passionately, I'd say so, than Robert Downey Jr. did in Oppenheimer, though I do want him to win. And I refuse to believe that Ryan Gosling will win as Ken. I simply Best Actress, Emma Stone for Poor Things. I don't know that much about the movie Anatomy of a Fall, so I don't know for sure. If it isn't Emma Stone that wins for Poor Things, it'll probably be, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering the name, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, if it's not Emma Stone for Poor Things. But I'm going to lock in my bet at Emma Stone for Poor Things. I'm so sorry to Sandra Hüller if I said your name incorrectly. I deeply apologize. I know you're watching this video, and you're probably going to comment angrily on it. Next Best Supporting Actress. This one's kind of tough. I think there's two possibilities. It's either going to be, most likely, it's either going to be America Ferrera for Barbie, which I didn't think she was the main supporting actress. I could have sworn that one of the other Barbies would have been supporting actress. But anyways, it's either going to be America Ferrera for Barbie or Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. And it honestly depends on who bribes the judges with a little bit more money, because either one of them could win. Both of them did a good job. Emily Blunt did a good job in a very, very serious dramatic role, and America Ferrera did, I guess she was like this. She was the most grounded, not goofy acting character of the whole movie, so I mean, she could win it as well. In terms of acting, like acting with the job, I do think Emily Blunt had a harder job with Oppenheimer, just because it's much, much more dramatic. However, I don't know. Danielle Brooks could also win for The Color Purple. I haven't seen it, so I can't really tell. Whereas I have seen Oppenheimer and I have seen Barbie, and generally those are both more mainstream movies than The Color Purple. But who knows? Mainstream doesn't always mean you win the Oscars. I've been doing a wall sit for the last 5 minutes because my tripod isn't tall enough to record this, so I really need to stretch. Holy crud! So I'm just gonna go ahead and lock it in. America Ferrera for Barbie wins this one, and if it's not America Ferrera, it's probably Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Whew, my legs are getting really sore. Animated films. I haven't seen enough, or any of the. I'm just kidding. I've seen 2 of them. I haven't seen enough animated films to know for certain, but I'm gonna just shoot my shot and say Across the Spider-Verse wins this, because It was really good, and out of this list, I think it was the best, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna win the Golden Vin Diesel. That wasn't my joke, that didn't come from me. I'll link the video that came from in the video down below. Cinematography. Now this is a really unique one because cinematography is so incredibly subjective. It's so incredibly, it's getting really hard to sit against this wall. I think either Oppenheimer or Killer of the Flower Moon will, is it moons? I need my chair, my leg, I'm not built for this. Just due to the things that I know and have seen of Oppenheimer and Killer of the Flower Moon, I'm gonna say Oppenheimer for this one, because I think it had some great cinematography. It's one of the few good things about that movie, but I do think it was really, really good, and I think it's very hard to top that. Costume design. This is kind of tough. I'm going to lock in Barbie for this one. The costume designer for that was Jacqueline Duran. Again, I'm so incredibly sorry if I'm not saying your name correctly. The costumes were very, very bright, very vibrant, and very good costumes for that. Or it could also be Janty Yates. Am I saying that correctly? Probably not. Janty Yates and Dave Crossman did the costumes for Napoleon, and I've heard that the costumes in that, and just from the trailers, the costumes look really, really good, but I don't know if that beats out Barbie's colorful unicorn vomit costumes. Probably not, to be perfectly honest. Best Director. Ooh. But I'm gonna save you minutes on end of me talking about this and instead just do the simple option. Oppenheimer, Christopher Nolan. There we go, we saved 10 minutes off this video. Documentary feature film, I haven't seen any of these, but out of all of them, I'm gonna say The Eternal Memory, because it has a cool name. Documentary short film, same boat. I haven't seen any of these, but I'll guess The Last Repair Shop, because out of any of these, I heard a lot about The Last Repair Shop, about how it's a great film. And so that's simply based on the fact that I know nothing about any of the other films, I'm going to go with The Last Repair Shop. Editing. Either Oppenheimer or Killer of the Flower Moon. Realistically, I think, is the two that are potentially winning this. Oppenheimer was really crazy, confusing editing, but then again, it was a lot of editing, so, I don't know, I haven't seen Killer of the Flower Moon. I'm gonna go with Oppenheimer just because there was so much editing involved. So, anyways, we'll proceed. International feature film. Yet again, I haven't seen any of the ones on this list. I'm gonna say Perfect Days, because yet again, cool title. Makeup and hairstyling. From the makeup and hairstyling that I've seen out of this list, I'd probably have to say either Poor Things or Oppenheimer will win it. We've said Oppenheimer for enough else, so I'll lock it in for Oppenheimer again. Music, original score. I think Indiana Jones 5 is gonna win this, simply because John Williams came out of retirement just to do the music on Indiana Jones 5, aka The Dial of Destiny. So for an otherwise very, very, very mid to bad movie, it was a good score. It was very good. Original score. Yeah, music original score. Indiana Jones 5, John Williams. Bada boom, bada bing, bada bing. Best music original song. Simply because I would want to see him perform it on stage, because that would be hilarious and humiliating. I hope that I'm Just Ken wins this. I hope that I'm Just Ken wins this category. However, I think that What Was I Made For by Billie Eilish, that was in Barbie, I think that's what's realistically going to win. Most likely. Best Picture. Yikes! This one's rough. I've heard of and seen all of the... I'm just kidding. It's Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer's gonna win this one. You really thought there was consideration into that? It's winning enough other stuff. It might as well win Best Picture as well. Production design. I think out of these two, either Barbie or Napoleon will win. But yet again, just like in the other category, I think Barbie wins it just because it was colorful. Right, it was colorful, and in Napoleon, I don't know. In Napoleon, it could go either way, but I'll lock in Barbie for this category. Animated short film, Pachyderme. Say it with me, kids. Because the title sounds cool. Live action short film. Night of Fortune. Yet again. Say it with me, kids. Because the title sounds cool. Best sound. The Creator was nominated for Best Sound. And while I realize that The Creator probably won't win for Best Sound, I really, really hope that it does. And I really, really hope that it wins and that everybody who worked on the project was proud and held themselves to an incredibly high standard because they created a fabulous, incredible film. But I'm gonna say Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning. I don't think The Creator will win Best Sound. Dadgummit, if it does, you had better believe I'll be tweeting about it. Visual effects. You listen here. You listen here. I am praying that The Creator wins Best Visual Effects. I want it to win so badly. In fact, I have faith. I have faith that it will win. So despite the fact that my script doesn't say The Creator as Best Visual Effects, I'm changing my mind on the fly, and dadgummit, I'm all in. I think The Creator wins the Oscar for Best Visual Effects. There were so many visual effects shots. There was so much good crap done with the visual effects in this movie that I love so much that I think Best Visual Effects goes to The Creator. And if it doesn't, you see this wall here? You see this wall? If The Creator doesn't win Best Visual Effects, I'm going to attempt to locate the studs in this wall with my hand. And then let's rip these last two. Best Writing, Adapted Screenplay, Oppenheimer. What do you expect? Christopher Nolan wrote it. It'll probably win. And Best Writing, Original Screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall. Some of the others could have won, but I've heard a lot about Anatomy of a Fall. I've heard that it was really, really great creative writing, so I'll give it to that. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for my 2024 Oscars predictions. I threw this video together in 25 minutes because it occurred to me that today is the day of the Oscars, and I need to get it out quickly. So, please bear with me. I understand this isn't going to be the absolute highest quality video, but dadgummit, I did my research. And by did my research, I mean I was hopped up on caffeine at 2 a.m. in the evening last night, and I went ahead and wrote this script. So, tell you what, if I'm incorrect, I'm losing money. But if I'm correct, I'm gaining money. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the moral of the story. The moral of the story, as Queen once famously said, bet with your friends against the Oscars so that you can absolutely make that bread if you win. I'm sure Queen said that at some point. Smash the like. Okay, bye.